Nation ℗𝕗𝔯𝕗 back at again with another YouTube video. And before we get into today's video, I'm going to be doing the shout out of the day, and it's going to be dedicated to Toya Plus Curls. And she has a lot of hair related videos on her channel, and she just filmed a video about kind of like her most memorable moments in basic military training. And yeah, that's pretty much what she has on her channel. It consists of a lot of different type of content, so go ahead and check out her channel. It will be in the iCard in the description box below, and it'll also be on the screen, and her Instagram will be on either side of the screen, and then it will be in the description box. So I'm gonna show you guys the outfit of the day. And as I said, when I'm at home filming, I really don't have nothing crazy on unless I choose to or unless it calls for the video. So it's just this basic regular bodycon dress from Forever 21, and it is a halter top, my bad, and it's not really long, but it goes down right before my knees, and y'all know I have on the infamous pink slide. So today's video is gonna be titled "How to Find Great Deals at Off-Price Retailers." So the reason I did this video, because it was requested by one of my subscribers, the Brown Barbie, and I posted a video of my back to school clothing haul, and it had a mixture of items from Burlington, Ross, Charlotte Russe, Finish Line, and Shoe Palace. But the two main focuses of that haul will basically be Burlington and Ross, because those are the two off-price retailers. And I had a Tommy Hilfiger, I believe, sweater, and I think that really caught her attention. I had other assortments from the store, but I think that's the item that really caught her attention, because as you know, Tommy Hilfiger, I wouldn't say it's expensive, but it's one of your bridge prices. And if you don't know what bridge is, it's a thin line between like expensive and like cheap. So it's like Hilfiger is like right in the middle. So it's basically bridge, as I explained in the last clip. So I really think that this will be a great video for people who don't normally shop at off-price retailers, or people who do, and so they could get a different outlook on when they go into the store. Because as you know, everybody shop is different, everybody has a different mindset, but sometimes that's what hinders you from finding great items. So not only did I make this video for her, I made it for my other subscribers, because I know a lot of people wonder, how do I find such great items at off-price retailers, when it can be hard sometimes. So I'm going to read you guys the Google definition of off-price retailers. So it says here, off-price retailers are retailers who provide high-quality goods at cheap prices. They usually sell secondhand goods, off-the-season items, etc. These retailers offer inconsistent assortment. The ending part says these retailers offer inconsistent assortment of brand name and fashion orientated soft goods at low prices. So to sum that all up, the part where it says secondhand goods, it doesn't mean that it's like thrift items. Secondhand goods is basically something that a store had. So let's say, let me give you an example. Macy's is a department store. So Macy's can take their merchandise and send it to them if they have like back stock, overstock, or their items are not selling there, so they could sell it for less. And you see that a lot in stores like BJ's, because BJ sells a lot of merchandise that you wouldn't think BJ's would be selling. And another example of that will be Ross, obviously, because Ross has basically their own like kind of brands that they normally sell. So if you guys are wondering what bridge price point is right between better and designer. So better is basically your Armani Exchange, your Jones New York, your Anne Klein. So it's a little bit, as you would say, bougier. And then designer is basically like, it's your, well, it's not in between, but it's kind of after. My mistake. Yeah. So designer is your Gucci, Prada, Versace, Armani, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, all of that. Your basically your couture. So it hits like right after those two categories. So it's still up there, but it's still affordable for middle class and upper class. So let's get into the tips. So when you first walk in make sure you look everywhere. As I was saying, you may not particularly need that item, but it probably pairs well with something that you already have. So, and a lot of people, they resell items on like Depop, Poshmark, Etsy, eBay, Amazon. So that could be very handy for you, especially things that are very trendy at this time, like the 2000 fashion items and the 90s fashion items. So when you walk in there, make sure you're looking everywhere. A lot of my boxes are from Ross, VF Outlet, and Bills. So Bills is also another off-price retailer, but I don't really shop at Bills as much, but they have a lot of great items there too. But make sure you look everywhere that you know is items that interest you and fit you, because you will miss out on a lot of items just because you're just leading to the section that's particularly made for you. And if I would just go inside the junior section, I will be missing out on a lot of items. Because as you can see from my Ross haul, I went to the clearance in the women's section, and most of the shirts that I had, there was women's sizes. But if I just went to the junior section, I would not find as much merchandise as I did. And that's very important, because if you just staying in one section, it really just boxes you into only having this much amount of items to leave with. And my next tip is check the clearance section. Like, it's kind of embodying the last tip, but it's kind of different. So you want to check the clearance section, because most of the time they put the stuff in clearance that they see that it's kind of people are not wearing. Even though 90s, 2000s fashion, and even 80s fashion is coming back into style, at the same time, as somebody who works at a retail store, they're really looking like at the fashion trends, what colors are in, what styles, what prints, all of that. So that really comes into play in choosing what's gonna go on clearance and what's not. So a lot of times stuff that go on clearance, they're either out of style, or they're seeing that when customers get to the register, they're constantly putting the item back, saying they don't want it, either because of the price or because they say it doesn't fit or it doesn't look right. The ultimate reason an item could be in the clearance section is because the size. So a lot of the times, like the plus size items, they'll be in the clearance section because a lot of people are not plus size, or a lot of people that are plus size don't really shop at a store, or whatever the case may be. So they'll go ahead and put it in clearance. So if you like oversized t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, that can be also good for you. So you need to check the clearance, and I don't want to say check the plus size section, because sometimes that probably won't be a go, because at the same time in the clearance section, it will be something that's too big for you, but it will still be manageable for your body type, and it won't look too baggy. So that's just a tip that I will give you if you like oversized items. Okay, so my next tip is more geared towards the price side of things. So what I'm going to say is make sure you're not paying too much, and make sure you're looking for the lowest price. Because a lot of the times when people see the clearance section, they get crazy and they start picking up a whole bunch of stuff that they don't even need. It don't even be their size, and they're just picking it up. Oh, maybe if I pick it up, it's going to shrink and I could do this, that, and the third with it. No, just because it's clearance don't mean to be picking up a whole bunch of stuff, and a whole bunch of stuff that you would have paid basically the same price if you would have went to Tommy Hilfiger or Calvin Klein, which is not the case most times at off-price retailers. But you never know, because some of these off-price retailers can be sketchy, and I'm gonna elaborate on that, because according to the location that you go to, sometimes it's not really a bargain. But don't overpay side of things. Let me give you an example. At Ross, they sell like Nikes, and they sell like Nike slides, and they sell Adidas, all that type of stuff. So if you know you would have paid what, $50 for those pair of Nikes at the Nike store, and then Ross has them for what, $50, or like, let me say $40. Okay, that's still good. $40 is still good, but at the same time, you gotta make sure it's something that you actually gonna wear. Cause just because it's $10 less, that doesn't mean just pick it up and put it in your cart. Cause a lot of people see $5 discount, $10 discount. They're like, oh, let me just pick it up. Because you never know, Nike may be having a sale and then you could have got that shoe for $30. So you have to be keeping up with those type of things. And my next tip is going to be the location. So according to which location you go to, if you go to a location in a part of your town that's like bougie, you're probably going to find stuff that's way more expensive if you would have went to a part of this town that's like more geared toward the countryside. So I say if you know that's like a good Ross in that area, go to that Ross. If you every time you go there you find great deals, you find a lot of items, go to that Ross. If you find great deals at that Burlington, go to that Burlington. You find great deals at that TJ Maxx, go to that TJ Maxx, and so on and so forth. Because you don't want to just go to any off-price retailer thinking you're gonna find something with a great deal, and then you end up walking out with only one item, and that one item is still overpriced, but you just seem to get it because you're like, I came here and I don't want to leave here empty-handed. So that's just very important. Make sure you be cognizant of the location and be price conscious at the same time. Okay, if you can get the info of when they get their shipment, kudos to you. Or if you just so happen to know, if you used to work there, if you know somebody who works there or used to work there, and you could get the information on when they receive shipment, that's gonna be also a great plus for you. And if you could get the time and the days when they get shipment, it's gonna be a plus, because usually when they get their shipment in, you're able to see more merchandise out on the floor. But it also can be a negative, because usually if they just got that shipment, they're not gonna mark it down right away, because they wait a little bit of more time to mark down items, because literally it just got in the store, so they can't just be marking it down. Coming from a person that worked at 2 retail stores, they don't just do that. So if you could figure out the shipment, then kudos to you. If you just so happen to go into the store and you see like sales associates rolling in with like shipment and they're stocking it, and you could see there's a truck outside, try to make a note of what time it is and what day it is, so that way you can know when to go in the store. So basically, I wouldn't say try to go in that store that same day. Try to go like a week after or a few days after, so you can see if they have some markdowns. Or you can go the same day and probably put this stuff on hold, and maybe that will help you out. So I don't think I have any more tips. If any more comes to mind, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Last tip is going to be more geared towards the whole damages, defects, and stains. So if an item has a defect, basically, let's say the button is not functioning on properly. So that's basically a defect. So what you would do with that, you would make sure to notify the sales associate, and most likely they will just give you 10%. Because that's what they like, giving people 10%. But let's say that's a clearance item, because most of the time they put defective items in the clearance, and when you go up there and just tell them, and then you'll get 10% off. So if that item was already very cheap, you just get more for your money. And if you know how to repair those type of stuff, you could just go home and repair it. Or if it's not that noticeable, if you could do without repairing it, you can go ahead and wear it. I don't like buying items with stain, just for the simple fact that it may be hard to take out the stain, or sometimes the stain just looks so horrible that you just don't want to buy the item, that it ruins it for you. So if you're someone that knows how to take out stains, and I'm talking about stains like big stains of probably like makeup, or somebody probably was eating something and they ended up dropping on clothes and they was trying it on, go ahead and purchase that item. But just be cognizant that they're gonna tell you can't return it, especially if you bought it with the stain. They're gonna be like, you bought it with the stain, you should have said something. And they're gonna look at it as if you actually put the stain on it when you try to return it, and now you're trying to get a return or exchange for the item. So I would say don't buy anything with a stain unless it's like a minor. So as for rips, you need to be cognizant of the fact that if you know you can't tailor the item, or you know that you're not comfortable with the rip being on the item, I would say don't purchase it. because you might end up saying, I want to return or exchange it. And a lot of the times when you get up to the register, they'll be like, okay, we'll sell you the item, we'll give you the 10% or the 10 to 20%, and then they'll put on the receipt non-exchangeable and non-refundable. And then you'll just probably just not go with the receipt, and then when you bring it back to them, they'll be like, we need the receipt, and on top of that, it's not even returnable or exchangeable because you could have been ripped it, or you bought it ripped and you knew it was ripped. So my advice would be not to buy it. But that's pretty much all my tips. And some off-price retailers that I know of are BJ's, Walmart, TJ Maxx. Well, BJ's is more department store, but it kind of ties in with an off-price retailer because they sell that type of merchandise. Out of those are Burlington, Ross, and Walmart. BJ's a little bit, and TJ Maxx a little bit from time. So let me know what you think of the tips down below, if they were helpful, and let me know if you want more videos like this, because I could definitely do that. So go ahead and make sure you check out my girl Tori Plus Curls channel out, and it will be in the description box, iCard, and on the screen. Instagram will be in the description box and on the screen. Turn on post notifications for my channel and her channel, and make sure you like and comment on her videos, and she would definitely support as she does to my channel. And make sure you subscribe to both of our channel. If you are new to the dollhouse, make sure you subscribe, and sign the petition down below. And I'm trying to see if I can get monetized, so I really appreciate it. And that's pretty much sums up the video. With love and with care, be blessed and don't be stressed. Haitian doll, 𝕊𝕚𝕟𝕒𝕪 out.